cloth versus disposable.
Mask. It's outrageous. Being eco-friendly, sustainable, and kind of the benefits.
I just feel like it's a value. Home compostable wipes.
About this company called Share Waste. So it's just people with home composts.
Where you get to have impact, like direct impacts. It just kind of trumps it, doesn't it?
Hello and good morning, guys. We're just out on a morning walk. It's about 8:30 in the morning on a Monday. I'm just going to drop off my compost at our lady's place who has a compost heap, which I do want to talk about really soon because I want to base this whole vlog around being eco-friendly, sustainable, and kind of the benefits of how you can do that whilst having a child and not be making such a huge footprint. I want to apologise already for the wind because I am out and about, and no, I still haven't bought a microphone. It's still on the to-do list. Yeah, I can feel a slight touch of rain on my lips. I can see it. Let me show you. You can just see the rain and then a tiny touch of blue. Today is day 1 of level 2 here in Auckland, which just means you go out, you wear your masks. Oh shoot, I'm not wearing my mask. Whoa. You wear a mask, social distance. Businesses can go back to working, but not like usual. It's obviously still got to be really spaced out and stuff. I'm hoping that being out and about today will start my day off really strong. I want to start my week off really strong. I'm riding the crimson wave at the moment, so I'm just choosing to take control of that and just be in a good space. So yeah, good morning. Okay, so just before I drop off my compost, I actually wanted to explain to you guys why we drop off our compost. So in Auckland, we don't have the green bins that the South Island, or more specifically Christchurch, has. I'm from Christchurch, which is why I know, but they don't do that here. So basically all of your food scraps and stuff just go in with your rubbish, and obviously that's just kind of yuck. Means you go through way more rubbish, means you have to buy bin tags more often, and it's obviously just not as good for the environment. You want to be able to find a way to give back, break things down. Well, anyway, for me, once I became a mum, that became something I was really interested in, and that was something I really wanted to take more seriously, because obviously once you have a little life, you're more aware of life and the future and things that you actually want to give to your child. And I heard from a friend of mine about this company called Share Waste, which is where you sign up your address, and either you can say if you have a compost heap and people can come and drop it off to you, or you can say if you want to find a compost heap and you can go drop it off to them. So it's just people with home composts, ideally in your vicinity. So in walking distance for us was really important. Otherwise you could get ones that are in driving distance, anywhere that's close to you. Basically it kind of just gives you the option of being able to connect with that person and say, hey, can I come and drop around my compost? For us, we only met with the lady the one time, and then she just said, come on over whenever you want, drop it around, you know where it is. And then yeah, that was it. She has a worm farm as well. Some of the places have chicken coops. This tin's just $10 from Kmart. I will admit, when it got to winter, it was just a whole lot more annoying to actually go and drop it off. So we got quite slack with it. We used the brand Little Genie from Countdown, and that was compostable nursing pads. I actually don't use nursing pads anymore now. And compostable baby wipes. Yeah, I hope that you would consider doing the Share Waste thing. It's so cool. It's good for you to just get out. It's an excuse for me to go for a walk this morning. I definitely wasn't feeling like doing it, but literally have to when you have rotting produce. So anyway, I'm not going to film when I go into her property, and I'm just going to drop off all the stuff. Hey, come here. Come here. You can't actually crawl forward, but come here. Okay. Good morning, guys. It is the next day because yesterday, just, you know how it is, mum life just turns into a bajillion different things, and filming fell to the bottom of the list. Wolf this morning woke up at 4:30 a.m. so I've been awake since then, and it is now
8:30. That's outrageous. But I wanted to sit down and talk with you about cloth nappies versus disposables. I'm not going to talk about brands in particular or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about the fundamental core things about why you should think about what you want to do before you have a baby. We didn't start cloth diapers until he was 2 months old, because in the beginning there's just a lot going on, and if you're not in a space where you can actually add that next step into everything that is postpartum, new mum life, tiny baby newborn life, then by all means go for it. But if you can't, no hate there, because we definitely couldn't. So I knew that I wanted to do it by 3 months. Then once I felt like I was in a position where I could start integrating cloth nappies, I just did, and I never second guessed it. I never thought about it again. I just made it a habit and a form of priority for us as a family. So since I'm still holding the cloth, let's talk about all the pros of it. It is better on the environment, super cute, last you for years. You can get ones with domes like these, where basically this one lasted him from 2 months old, and it will last him all the way through to probably about 2 years old. They're basically a one-time investment, and you reap the benefits of them obviously with your children's future as well as with your money. Let's talk about the pros of these. So the pro of a disposable is the ease, the absorbency, the fact that they are anywhere and everywhere, especially in the newborn days when your baby is just pooping non-stop and kind of exploding non-stop. These we never had an issue with. He never exploded out of these. Moving on into the downsides of cloth diapers is obviously the ease aspect. They're a little bit niggly to understand in the beginning with all the different domes that you can use for different sizes. Absorbency, as they begin to have more water or more milk, the pads that go on the inside, you need to add in more, otherwise they just leak through. But in saying that, we've only just now, 6 months after starting them, had to add another level of absorbency in there, so you know, that's okay. There's so many brands, so it's hard to know what one will be right. It's hard not to get overwhelmed and just add them to your cart but then exit the page. When a baby poops in it, you obviously have to scrub the poop out. You have to obviously wash them. There is a lot of power, electricity and water that goes into maintaining these. There's a lot of product that goes into maintaining them from like a bacteria perspective. There's a whole science to it if you want to get into it really intensely. It's a big commitment, I suppose. The downsides of a disposable is that one disposable takes 500 years to decompose. It just kind of trumps it, doesn't it? Personally, I just feel like it's a value that I want to show him that the world matters and that we get to have impact, like direct impact into the world. And one less diaper a day, one less diaper a week, one less diaper a month going into the landfills, that's something to get behind. And that's why I think it's important to be encouraged in a positive way towards wanting to make a change. But even if it's just one, it's 365 less going in a year. Like that means something, that counts. And I think it's really important for us to encourage each other and not shame each other. That's why I want to keep it real and say we do still use disposables. We are not perfect in this house, but I do think it's important that, you know, you understand. They estimate that the price across 2 years of having disposables is $2,000 to $3,000. And the price of having cloth is $800 to $1,000 across 2 years. So yeah, I think it's like you've got to think about the investment value, both money-wise and value-wise, like the values you have and the values you want to give your children. And this is, again, I just want to keep saying it, this is not to shame anyone or to guilt anyone. It's just, again, it's knowing what your priorities are And if you haven't figured those out yet, or you aren't a mum yet and you have no idea, I encourage you to really have a good think and make a decision for yourself, for your family, for your financial circumstance. Start with one. Just buy one. Buy one from Countdown. They have cloth diapers there from the brand Little Genie. They do them. It's very accessible, and I hope that I did encourage you in some way to make a small change with anything sustainable wise, anything eco-friendly wise. These are a home compostable wipes range, and the reason I say home compostable is because a lot of places here in New Zealand say they are biodegradable or compostable, but it needs to be commercially composted, and not everyone either wants to go drop it off at a commercially compostable place or has the access to it, because some brands only take their brand, etc, etc. So home compostable is a lot more accessible even if you don't have one. Like I said earlier in the video, there is that site Share Waste where you can actually drop off your compost to them. I encourage you to love on your kids, love on the planet, and love on yourselves. Like, don't let this be a form of like a negative. If it just gave you a little bit of information to mull over it. That's so fine. I'm not here to shame anyone ever. So yeah, wish me luck with this little baby today. I think he potentially is entering into his 8-month regression. Oh god. Isn't it funny, because like, what, 2 vlogs ago I was saying, oh, things have been so good with Wolf, like no teething, no sleeping issues, he's been in no leaps, he's starting his next leap in 2 weeks, and oh, I think it's just all happening, it all happens at once, doesn't it? Anyway, I really hope I got my point across to you guys. Please let me know your thoughts around this, please let me know your values around this. We will see you guys in the next vlog. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this one. I know it was obviously a little bit more informative rather than just a day in the life, so please let me know down below what you want to see next from us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a thing with us. If one thing helped you relate or understand, then I have done my job.